Ladies and gentlemen, within the next week or couple of weeks, Hunter Biden will almost certainly be indicted. If you read the New York Post reporting, there are emails that are linked to felonies. This is not difficult, for the morally superior, highly educated to understand, who are wonderful liberal Democrats. Not very difficult for them to understand. You can look at the New York Post reporting, the Daily Mail reporting, and specific emails asking for influence on behalf of a specific company hiring Hunter. 10% to the big man, Joe. There are specific emails that show felonies linked to possible bribery and graft. Politico, bracing for impact. Biden world preps for Hunter Biden fallout. Biden aides are more worried about the personal toll it will take on the president as a father. I'm sure it'll take a toll as a father, yes. Politically, the entire planet knows that there are more crimes other than just what he's going to be charged with from Biden's DOJ. Okay, there is going to be an indictment, very likely to preempt an impeachment. So what they want to do is they want to preempt the impeachment. Impeachment is imminent. The indictment is imminent, and that'll take place before November of 24. So there are 150 banking transactions from involving financial institutions around the world, or business deals, I should say, around the world. Trump doesn't have any of this. There's literally nothing close to what the Hunter laptop shows. The photos, videos, but also the possible criminality, the likely criminality. People are giving money to Joe and Hunter, and Joe is taking the money through Hunter, according to the New York Post, and also according to Ted Cruz and Chuck Grassley. Hunter might have, likely, repackaged classified data in emails, summarized information that was not just non-public information, but classified information to facilitate business deals. That's according to Ted Cruz. And the New York Post has all of this. Okay, Trump was never accused of any of this. Trump was accused of things he didn't do. Okay? His foreign policy benefited the country. Okay? He didn't force out a prosecutor. And Biden was bragging and boasting about forcing out a prosecutor. We didn't have Hunter's emails at that time. Who knows what else they did in terms of some kind of scheme or arrangement to obtain business deals or millions upon millions of dollars from people around the world. These are serious crimes. You're altering U.S. foreign policy and taking and making money from it. They don't have hotels. They don't have golf courses like Trump. They don't have The Apprentice like Trump. Trump knows how to make money. You might not like his personality. That's fine. If you're a wonderful, morally superior liberal Democrat, you might not like Trump's personality, but he knows how to make money. There was an article in The Atlantic, and it's really bizarre, this world, this dystopian world, or this fantasy world that the wonderful, morally superior among us pretend exists, where Trump, it was this Atlantic article where Trump is this pariah, and how he was president, but he would never make it in the real world. It's like, what? He was The Apprentice. He got a couple $100 million plus from NBC, I believe. Was it NBC? Yeah. And so he had The Apprentice for what, a decade? Over a decade? He has golf courses. So he's had bankruptcies, but so what? There was a time when Apple was on the ropes. Apple and Microsoft, Bill Gates purchased a whole bunch of shares and helped. There's not one billionaire or wealthy, successful person out there who hasn't stumbled, but the man is a billionaire, and so he has a brand that people loved. The same writers all throughout Washington Post, New York Times, MSNBC, CNN, Vanity Fair, Esquire, New Yorker, New York Magazine, Rolling Stone, The Atlantic, all of these editors, the people who publish, who own these publications, had they met Donald Trump at a dinner party in 2014, they would have embraced his rear end. Okay? They would have embraced his rear end. Suddenly he became president, defeated Clinton, and he committed like the greatest crime against humanity. He presided over record low poverty. Fact. You can't spin that in any other way. If you want to say, well, it was President Obama. Okay, so President Obama, 3 years into Trump's presidency, gave Trump record low poverty. Okay? President Obama would have cut taxes just like Trump. Just however you want to justify or defend the indefensible when it comes to Trump. We had record low poverty with Trump. We had record highs in household median income. We had the Doha Agreement, Abraham Accords, first president to step foot in North Korea. He renegotiated trade deals, and he was a very good president. In terms of his communication style, he could have toned things down on social media, but then again, even if he toned things down, I mean, he probably should have, but no matter what he did, media would be after him at all times. The thing, when they say that Trump is polarizing, they don't say that about Biden. Although Biden is just as polarizing, they don't say that about AOC. They use the words controversial and polarizing against their political rivals. They are the mainstream and the good, honest, wholesome, decent, their views aren't controversial or polarizing. But it's always Trump, never Biden. Okay, Hillary Clinton is never, well, she's obviously polarizing. I think she'll be the 24 nominee. But those types of words aren't utilized against Trump. Okay? He doesn't have a laptop, Trump. He doesn't have a foundation. And the interesting thing is, there's a Democrat who was one of the Democrats during Trump's first impeachment. And he was talking about how he was passionate, and he was saying, we proved that Joe Biden didn't force out a prosecutor because we proved that he didn't. Because the prosecutor wasn't doing his job in that country invaded under Biden's watch. And so that's why he forced out the prosecutor. Who gave him the authority to do so? Nobody. Not one person. You get these vague, ambiguous responses. Well, it was U.S. foreign policy. No, it wasn't. President Obama has not even addressed that. Nobody gave Joe Biden the authority to force out a prosecutor. And furthermore, he forced out the prosecutor before we had access to Hunter's emails. Before the New York Post had access, I should say. Okay, we only know what the New York Post knows. The world only knows Rudy Giuliani has the entire laptop. And he stated there's endless felonies there. So this is, and the New York Post was, of course, censored and silenced and suspended on Twitter. The truth about the Democratic Party, they do everything possible to suppress. And so you're going to have maybe a slap on the wrist, but it's going to precede impeachment, and the impeachment will dive into and investigate the charges further. I think that what they want to do, they want to indict Hunter on lesser charges, and they want to then say that the Republicans are just trying to make a mountain out of a molehill and just focus on this, even though the Justice Department already did its job. When the entire planet will know that, yeah, Biden's Justice Department very likely, almost certainly, indicted to preempt an impeachment on far more serious crimes or a litany of more serious felonies. So they might get him on an IRS charge, a firearms charge, and then the reality of 150 banking transactions, that'll be left up to James Comer, who said don't indict until middle of the week. So Who knows? Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe to this channel right now. It'll happen, and there will be impeachment. Give me your thoughts. Thank you.